Surprise Synopsis!
Surprise Synopsis!
Surprise Synopsis is a show where we take a trope and a genre and create a Surprise Synopsis starring Harley.
So I told you didn't specifically say that we take one each.
Yeah.
How would you know? You never listen.
I listened to that one while I was folding my piece of paper.
Alex just tuned into her first ever intro. Like, wait, this is a
26
podcast?
episode.
I thought this was a TV show.
Oh, the first 3 to 5 I listened.
Some kind of play without an audience.
Yeah. Who's listening? Why am I yelling? Oh, look how aesthetically pleasing that is.
Oh, shit, you're right.
She said into the microphone.
I don't want to put it down. I'll lock.
I'll describe what Alex is doing. While Harley was doing active podcast things, Alex has just taken an empty piece of paper and folded it a lot of times in one direction and folded it a lot of times in another direction and then unfolded it and is now very impressed with herself about that it has formed like kind of a grid pattern.
It looks cool.
Well, take a picture of it and post it on the Twitter.
I will.
You're like, wow, what a cool new thing you've invented.
It's more like you got to get in the right lighting there. I'll get it done.
This episode of Surprise Synopsis is brought to you by Alex's bit of paper. It looks cool, I guess.
In the right lighting.
This episode of Surprise Synopsis stars
Harley.
and
Alex.
Damien.
and
My microphones.
And that piece of paper.
And Alex's bit of paper that she folded.
Yeah.
While
And
she
that's 78-sided dice.
20.
20.
I don't give a fuck. All right? I don't care. Don't throw it away. This
no,
is
I'm
like
rolling it.
that. Where'd that thing go? That thing. It's like that thing all over again.
Pointing out visual objects in my room.
What Alex is describing is some kind of...
Describing very loosely.
She described it with a 17, so you got to do a good job.
Oh, jeez. It's a shelf full of...
Knick-knackery.
Yeah, knick-knackery and
That is my
marginalia.
knick-knackery
Just
shelf.
junk, I guess.
You son of a bitch. Don't insult my
It's
knickknacks.
an empty bottle of wine.
It
That's
is a
not
labeled
useless.
shelf of knickknacks.
Why did you label it?
Knickknacks. Keep.
Jeez.
Because I'm doing a
Louise.
sort out.
Oh. No, the ball spinning McSpinner rat with the magnet.
You son of... Oh, Damien's altering my note, which I can't read from here because I'm... What does that say, Damien? I can't...
Chuck.
I thought you wrote fuck. I was like, that's weird.
Now he has to fuck his knickknacks. Give them a
Knick-knack,
patty whack.
pity-whack, yeah.
Just for the people at home who are possibly going mad, Alex is referring to a kinetic sculpture that appears to be a perpetual motion machine. And it sort of looks like a Ferris wheel, but instead of carousels, the spokes each have a coloured bauble at the end.
And it doesn't stop. It just, I can't not look.
And I haven't turned it on because it literally hypnotizes Alex. Because there's a electromagnet in the base that picks up a sweeping arm. And so it does not stop moving. It just rocks back and forth forever.
I'm like a cat with a laser. I'm completely,
Yeah, it puts her into a
fixed.
trance. That's
Yeah.
how we corral her to a pen at the end of the episodes.
And now, Alex, like a troper without a trope,
No, I can't take Damien's.
Yeah, come on, Harley.
the robots will
What are you
eventually.
Also, if we let her trope, she'll
Damien's
just fold
job
it
can
into
be
a million
done by
pieces.
a web store.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
god.
you got it.
Speaking of folded in a million pieces.
You doodle head.
God damn
I
it.
put so many tropes in there, and neither of you
No.
are picking mine.
Okay, so...
Holy shit, that is an essay.
So to describe what I'm holding right
in
now...
the beginning.
This is...
I've seen copies of War and Peace shorter.
So Alex has done some, like, Titanic tropes before, but this one is, like, a third of an A4 sheet. This is actually just a pitch.
My writing's big, though.
Okay.
Breathe
Do some
in.
breathing exercises
All
first.
right.
I don't think there's a full stop either.
Yeah.
It's just one long ass
Okay.
sentence.
All right, I'm just gonna hit this whole thing. Ready? A regular person obtains an object that gives them a special power that is like fantastic and super awesome, but there's a negative consequence to compensate because life is give and take, yo. Like, that's also the name of this episode. So, like...
You enjoy typing that out.
Well, here's the thing. I can't because there's like a 72 character limit on titles. So I'm going to have to condense the fuck out of that somehow.
Yeah, when you guys were like, you take so long to write it. I'm like, you condense that. I don't know how to explain it any better. I'm sure there are many ways, but I couldn't think on the spot.
Okay,
Alex,
well-
what's a movie where a character gets a magic thing that does a cool thing, but some of it sucks because life sucks?
I don't know. I was thinking about the
Don't know.
Well, exactly. We're meant to make our own movies, not just create other ones.
Yeah, but what am I, Damien? Don't look at me. But we're supposed to get some.
Wait, hang on. Stop right there.
You're not used to gaining you didn't deserve my eye contact. Like,
What does that-
you don't
what does
normally
that
lift to
mean?
that level. I don't normally look him in the eye.
I'm so lost by that comment.
But where this is coming from is when the devil does the, he gives the objects and it's like gives you a power, but it also has a negative thing.
Oh, you mean lady. One of the tropes I literally slaved over was deal with the devil, and that's in the hat.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Like
Yeah,
deal
but
with
this
the
one
devil
doesn't have
thing.
to have a devil, right? They didn't
Yeah.
get attained.
But
Although they
doesn't
have to get
necessarily-
an object.
And
Yeah.
mine is much more succinct. Also, you know what it's called?
Deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil.
But there's
I
no
feel
devil.
like-
It's just an object.
Do you guys remember our very first episode that was just called Cursed Item?
Yeah. I think I wrote that one too. We've come full circle. I'm just trying to think of new, fresh things.
Okay, well, if you love this trope so much, why don't you pitch it?
Okay. But like this one, that was just a cursed item. This one has a
Uh-huh.
positive and a negative. All right? I'm being specific.
good thing,
Historical. Hurrah.
Don't use H words like it gets you out of this.
Hang on.
How dare you? Okay, so I'm a historical lady with a person who's regular that obtains an object that gives them a special power that is like fantastic and super awesome, but there's a negative consequence to compensate because life is give and take, yo. You know?
Is it the crown of the British monarchy?
Ooh, stop. Now I can't use it because you said it. Thanks a lot.
Wow, fruit of the poison tree much?
Yeah. You right, mate?
Yeah, I'm just riffling.
I'll riffle your bloody feathers in a minute.
I'll stop. I'll be good.
Don't touch your microphone, but I can just shake paper for an hour and a half. I'll be talking to our lawyer. Yeah, he's a simple country lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a simple. No, we're not
There
doing
he
that again. Ghosts of intros past.
I'm thinking I don't know enough about history, but like my go-to is like cowboy, but I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna go. What's that one? I'm gonna go like Neanderthal. No, that's too
Nice.
hard. Oh no,
Oh.
I'm gonna do it. I already said it. I'll go Neanderthal.
Yep.
So sapient Neanderthal when they've like come together for a thing, because why not?
Yeah, they're having a big meeting of the tribes.
Nah, just like this is a point where like in
I love that.
Jeez.
They're having a constructive idea. No.
you
No.
know like in time
Fuck
when they
off,
actually
Damien.
started coming together as like they were living in the same area. Because
Forming
originally it
civil
was like
societies.
Africa, Europe, and then they like joined together in Middle East.
That
Don't look at me. I've fact checked your history before, and you've got a questionable past, sir. So, Alex, just do what you think is best.
That's kind of what happened. I'm not like nailing it, but yeah. What are you saying? That's not what happened.
no.
They lived. There was a period of time where they lived together in the same area.
Humans are. Just
Humans
go.
did not evolve from Neanderthals. Are you trying?
No.
Sapiens. If you.
Just, Alex.
I don't. This
bitch.
is just a ball of. I'm not. No,
Just Synopsis.
we're going Egyptian.
Okay. For a nation
So,
Egypt.
like-
Yeah.
What a journey this has been already.
We went pretty far back.
wow.
Beautiful. Okay, so we have an Egyptian colony that's like pretty city-like. Well, that's where we are.
Yeah.
And it's just a regular person, as per my page suggests. And they are just like a worker person. Young, like, so they're like old enough, they're a male, so they're old enough that they're like sort of living out in their whatever way. Like, there's no like family connection to them. They're too young, they haven't got a wife or kids yet, but they're just working,
Yeah.
like that sort of level.
Man alone.
So they're just a solo dude. And can I help you?
No, sorry. The dumb thing that happened in movies, and I'm sorry. Your name is Han and you're alone. We shall call you Han Solo. Continue.
So you've got your regular person.
Yeah, thank you.
You are 2 words in to your
Three,
60
a
word.
regular person.
At least this gives you like a clear roadmap for success.
Thank you. So we're in Egypt. This dude's working in the mine things because they're digging out sandstone to make the pyramids. And he finds a bone.
Oh.
A fossil, if you will.
Well, an Egyptian finds a fossil. That's really turning history on its head.
Okay.
Oh, shit. This is
It's a
supposed to be
bone.
me.
Yeah.
He's an archaeologist, but he is ancient Egypt.
Well, dinosaur fossils.
Yeah, that, no,
You want to
actually,
tell me
yeah.
dinosaurs were post-Egyptian?
Alex, you're 100% right.
No,
Yeah.
you're
You're
nailing it. Yeah, you're killing it.
So he finds a bone thing.
And you said your history was weak. That's,
Your history
yeah.
is strong.
Dinosaurs, then Egypt, then us.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Okay. So he finds this bone thing. I don't know where I'm going. I should have thought. I shouldn't let you play guitar and talk about...
And
Random
then
crap.
presumably the bone gives them a special power.
No. Nah, yeah.
I'm trying
it
to
away.
help you, lady.
I like the idea of Alex just doing the opposite of whatever you say.
Imagine Alex as a kid being like utterly lost and someone like, "Are you lost, young lady?" And you'd be like, "No,
I'm supposed to be here.
piss off.
Pretty
This
much
is
what
my
I
house."
I don't need your help."
do. Stranger danger.
Jeez.
No, actually, a bone's boring. They're going to find a piece of jewelry, an earring thing.
From a yet earlier.
No, like it's just lost. Oh, I don't fucking know what we're doing. Where was he?
Okay. Alex,
he was
you're
in
off to a
mine.
good start. You're in ancient Egypt.
No,
Now they just need to find an object.
he was strictly
He was in a
speaking, he
mine.
was in a quarry. If he's going to say this.
All right.
All right. Pick an object.
Actually, I'm going to restart this.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
guy in Egypt.
Right.
But he.
Holly, edit everything out up to this moment.
I'm definitely
Just
not
drop
going to
me.
do that.
No, drop me in right now.
He works in the place where the queen and king are. Were they king and queen?
Palace.
Yeah,
Where
were they
the
king and
pharaoh-
queens?
where
great
the pharaoh.
pharaoh
Yeah, the
lives,
pharaoh
yes.
lives. So he works in there, and he finds like a headband thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's sick. Love that. That's a pretty headband." And because he's like a bit of a naughty Nelly, he takes it, and he goes
None of
home
that.
into his little mud hut or whatever sand hut.
Yeah.
Home.
No. The rule of yes and no, fuck off.
Am I ever gonna see your face again?
And he puts it
Oh,
on
okay.
and
Feels
No
good.
like
sale.
looks in the mirror.
It's inviting you to tell me to fuck off, but I can't even get that from you.
That'd be too easy. That's what you want.
Oh, damn.
I'll say fuck off when you least
Alex,
expect it.
authoring a script with one hand, fending us both off with the other.
Twang, I don't need your help. Twang, twang.
It's like, no. If she let us touch the script, its mother won't want it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know she can synopse left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Right-handed?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, so you're sinister then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm Dexter. Wait,
Hey.
no.
Good chat. I'm gonna go ahead with my
Yeah,
giant piece of
Dexter's
paper. I've got a lot of things to get through.
You literally do. Proceed.
Okay, so he puts on the headband thing,
Yep.
and he's like, "Wow, this looks cool," and he wakes up. Oh fuck, I don't know. He wakes up in the morning, and there's like a big commotion, and they're like, "The pharaoh's gone," and he can like hear it outside. Them yelling.
Pharaoh's gone. He's
The
disappeared.
pharaoh's missing, and he is in the palace, and he's been arrested. And he's like, "Heck, what? What? What you say? What you say, Willis?" And he's like,
So the cops are at him.
"Yeah." So he woke up in the pharaoh's bed, and they're like,
Oh, shit. Uh-uh.
"What have you done with the pharaoh?" And he's gone to jail, but he is the pharaoh, but they don't know. And he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the pharaoh." And he's like, looks in the mirror because they have those now. I've decided. He looks in the water that he's placed vertically on the wall,
Yeah.
and the reflection that is in that water.
Yeah.
Okay, vertical water.
Dare you question the pharaoh? Harley? You mere slave?
This is a cartoon. I'll do what I want. I've decided.
Pharaoh demands water be stacked vertically.
And there's
That's what
no
the pharaoh will
ripples.
get.
Yeah, it's like waves. It's like,
Pharaoh
its
eats
own
only
gravity.
towers of soup.
I was about to say that,
Yeah.
you bastard.
Gotcha.
And he's like, "Oh shit, like I look like the pharaoh." And he like walks outside, and people are like, "Oh, we found him, like he was in, like, oh my god, he must have kidnapped him because he's in the house of that dude." And like, "Oh my god," and they like take him back to the
We've done a body switcheroo here.
Yes. I wasn't meant to do that. They were meant actually.
I know.
They were meant to. But yeah, the pharaoh wasn't meant to change, but he was meant to change, and I forgot.
Game is hard.
They look similar. And I don't know.
The real pharaoh fell into a sand ditch, broke his neck, died off screen.
Nah, fuck it. Body swap. Give a fuck.
We're body
Give a fuck
swapping?
less.
So is the body swap the positive or the negative?
Positive.
Okay,
Because to this guy.
Yep.
Because he is now the pharaoh. And he's like living the high life. He's doing lots of cool shit. He's getting eaten. He's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, love it. It's like instant millions, right? He's like pharaoh overnight.
Yeah, so he's absolutely loving it. And there's like a section of that happening. And it becomes,
Make it with Mrs. Pharaoh.
Let's not get into that.
you're ahead of me.
Oh.
And there is a lady who is in the maid area level of whatever they would call it there. The cleaning.
The servants' quarters.
Your servants. Boom. Sorry, I'm not historical enough for the right words. There's a servant, and he
That's definitely what it was called back
like
then.
knew of her and was like had a little bit of a thing for her, and like that is found out somehow, but he never really knew her. And like through this, he like gets to know her more, and he's like, oh my god, I like love this girl. But he's the pharaoh, so it's like completely like nah, nah. So he is now trapped into: do I remain the pharaoh? And he's like done a test now, so he knows if he just takes the head thing off, he just comes back to his normal self. So he
Yep.
could just walk out, and yeah, there's not a body swap. I reckon this just the pharaoh disappears. Like it's just like he's got a pharaoh soul in it, and so he just takes the body.
It's
and the pharaoh
completely
disappears.
unexplained, but then when someone's reading the morning tablet, there's a headline that says Pharaoh disappears.
Yeah, he's disappeared, but it doesn't explain why. It doesn't need to because I'm a
Pharaoh,
terrible
question
storyteller.
mark.
Yeah,
Tree.
if they had it in the Flintstones, surely they have it in the Egyptians.
I might not use Flintstones as a historical marker.
Fight me. I will to my death. When they use the dinosaurs to lift the quarry.
It's important to be accurate on that point. We're talking about dinosaur cranes
Ancient
for the
Egyptians
Flintstones.
were known to use pelicans as cement mixers.
It's a living.
Wow.
So yeah, he knows that if he takes it off, he just comes
Yep.
back him. He doesn't know where the pharaoh went. He's
Yep.
not really worried because he's just 20, and he's like in love with this girl, and so
Our Act 2 happens.
yeah, he has to decide if he wants to be with this girl, and she also, from who because he's known the pharaoh the whole life, she also doesn't like who the pharaoh is as who he was because he was a dick. But now it's become this guy who's come from humble beginnings, and he's also into her, so he's like trying to be nice, and she's like, "Fuck off, mate! Like, you're a dick. Like you've always been."
Oh, hell fair no.
Yeah, and so he.
Yep, go on.
No, I don't want to. You're being mean.
I'm not being mean. I'm neither helping nor not helping. I'm just here, adding some jokes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that what it was. That's fine.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. So he has to decide like how much. He's like tries to convince this girl. I didn't get it probably then. He tries to convince this girl to like love him and like be with him, but she's like, no, you're the pharaoh. You're a douchebag. And she also didn't know him as the other person. So he's like, I'm sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Plus,
Yeah.
being pharaoh is fucking dope.
Either she'd like me, but doesn't know who I am, or she knows who I am and doesn't like me.
Yeah, but I get to be a pharaoh.
But also being the Pharaoh's pretty boss.
So what comes around
Goes around.
is there's an invasion from another people
Mm-hmm.
because we have to have a dramatic bit.
The Romans.
The Southern Empire.
The Fire
Are
Nation.
either of those a thing that actually is accurate?
Yeah, the Romans were around in that time.
Oh, well, it actually depends. Maybe it's the sea people.
Yep, the mermaids. Sure. The mermaid, the pirates come. The Pirates of the Caribbean show up.
Maybe.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
And it was that day that Moses rocked up. He's like, let my people go. And he's like, I'm not sold on that.
Oh, is that the Egyptians?
Yeah,
was
that
that
was the
Egyptians?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. That starts happening.
Oh my God. Oh no, what have I done?
You for once tried to help and she said yes.
Oh my God.
We're all doomed.
This is why she doesn't accept help.
Ancient prophecies have come
No.
true.
There's just a regular invasion about a regular sort of invasion.
Hi, we're people from somewhere else and we want your shit.
Yeah, and as a pharaoh, normally he would have just been like, send out the troops, not my problem. But as this new kid, he was like, I'm going to show my leadership and abilities and prove to this girl that I'm actually heroic because that's like come up before. And he's like, I'm going to lead the troops into battle. And
Oh,
whatever.
shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to try diplomacy or something.
Yes, bring up my glorious sun chariot.
For his kid,
No, that's what they rode to war. Go on.
sun chariots
Yeah.
with suns
Chariots.
on them. What's the sun? Where's sun come into it?
Because the pharaoh's the
Worship the mighty god Ra.
yeah. He's like this.
Should have just gone with Neanderthals and had you yell at me the whole time.
I mean,
let's go back. I'm gonna do Neanderthals.
Oh my god! No, we're too deep. No,
Alex, you just broke into the third act. You can just ride it home here.
Finish up.
You don't.
I wasn't really gonna go back. I had nothing for Neanderthals.
Come on, your hour's almost up. Finish up.
I'm gonna do you and spend minutes and minutes talking about the one shots.
Oh my god!
Feel free. I would enjoy that.
So there's a one shot and
like
they're
the-
riding into battle.
Yeah.
And the battle's coming. They come from the sky. It's like a bird. It's like a car, and the camera's the bird.
I
The
can
camera's
see
the
it.
bird.
It's so
As an
sweet.
interesting historical fact, the Egyptian Empire actually lasted shorter than this pitch.
So, in war, he gets an injury, and for whatever happens, he loses the headband, and he's also really injured.
Yep.
So he's just like an injured soldier. So
Yeah.
he like comes back, and they're like in the injured thing, and she gets changed into like a help the injured person because
She's a
she does
medic-y
everything.
person.
Yeah, she's
a
jack of
healer.
all trades, and through that they like sort of connect and have this cute little connection and this meeting, and then that's the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, so it ends up being like a meet cute for like
Yeah.
she
So he just stays pharaoh.
No,
he
he's
lost
back
the
to him.
headband in war. She
Oh right, sorry,
clearly
I missed
mentioned it. Oh yeah, so like she meets him for who he is now that he can't be pharaoh anymore.
Yeah, but as a heroic person, which is what he was aiming to get out there. So he's already got that one up because she was like, show like I want someone who's heroic and tough, but he comes back as a soldier.
Yeah, because she wanted someone who was like nice and not a dick like the pharaoh, but she
Yeah.
also wanted someone who had like she sort of respected the position of pharaoh, and like not necessarily the authority, but like the willingness to go out there and do something.
Yeah. So as he takes the pharaoh thing, the pharaoh disappears. So it's just assumed that pharaoh dies in the war or is taken. Like that's just because he's lost.
Beloved
He's
pharaoh
gone.
died in the war somewhere.
Yeah. So
somehow.
he's sort of made as a hero. So they're like, oh, the pharaoh sort of changed, and became this better guy, and then died a hero. And like someone else comes up, that doesn't matter. But like you can see
there's
like
always
they're
someone.
gonna have a journey together from now on. He's like got the girl,
Yep.
and then it's end.
Yeah, fair.
Sorry it took so long. Sorry to the Harley.
What was the bad thing about the headband?
Well, I just said there's a negative consequence, which is the girl doesn't like him.
But the girl does like him in the end.
Yeah, but that's why you got to overcome.
That's the journey. Have you guys ever seen the film Dave? I think it's called Dave. It's basically a really similar thing, but with the US president. The US president hires like a lookalike to go to like stuffy old events he doesn't want to go to while he's off having an affair.
Yeah.
And then like dies of falls into a coma from a heart attack or something.
The actual president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, like he wasn't meant to like
He wasn't
have a
meant
heart
to die
attack.
yet.
So we just need to keep his lookalike. Just
Our
kinda, like,
psychics didn't tell us he was going to die.
yeah. So he has to just like keep playing the president
Yeah.
and like propping up the whole thing while they're waiting for him to get better.
Wow.
And then he like eventually like seduces and falls in love with Mrs. President, and they run away together.
Ooh, that's cute.
That
Yeah.
would be less crazy than things that have actually happened.
I like that it's set up that he's already like having an affair on her, so you don't feel like, wow, she's
Super
a
bad
bitch.
about
Like,
it.
Yeah,
cheating.
the
yeah.
actual president's like a total dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
and
like,
this guy's like a heart of gold.
oh, that's
His
cute.
name was
I'd watch
Richard.
that. Dave. I'm going to look that up. It probably won't be called Dave. I probably won't find it. I'll probably forget. When I re-listen to this episode, Alex, go
Wow.
look up this movie.
Hey, leaving notes for yourself in the future is my thing.
Maybe I'm leaving it
Wow.
for the other Alex.
You listen to the
That's true.
episodes?
Mm.
Just kidding, I do all the time. Because I'm funny.
Heck. You got me.
It's your turn, Aruni.
is it?
Damien Aruni.
All right, I will fish around for a...
Medical drama. Medical drama.
Jokes on US romance.
Oh, heck. Well, you just
That's
do
a very
mine.
cruel thing to say,
Yeah, so
Damien.
it's in Egypt, right?
Just do mine, but way
Right.
better.
Caveman, fossil, pharaoh, Moses.
Where did I have Moses? Oh, yeah. He came, but he saw the boat. He's like, nah, this Pharaoh's cool.
Oh,
Just
hell
turn
no.
around. He's like, I'll come back
Actually,
and
it's
like...
fair all right.
I'll throw the locust down first.
More like
Moses was-
unpharaoh.
Played by...
Ben Kingsley, you know
Played
it.
No,
by
I was going
God.
to say that guy who does all right, because the Moses was going to be like, all right, this Pharaoh's all right, I'm out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez. what's
Yeah,
his
you know, that's why I didn't go through with the
Yeah.
I
bit.
drove it before I got paid to drive it.
Okay.
Matthew
Jesus.
McConaughey.
A regular person obtains an object that gives them a special power that is like fantastic and super awesome. Jesus Christ. Also, like, I really resent that a regular like, it can't be someone special.
Yeah, no,
Nah.
like if you got
Jeez.
this thing, Damien.
What?
regular person.
He manages an entire store, mate. Pedal your
Don't tell the
pedal.
listeners what I do.
Tell what I do. 6 shades of nothing.
That's super awesome, but there's negative consequence, and it's a romance. Okay. So
Make me mushy on the inside. You could have done the president thing. No, you couldn't.
Yeah, it was already a film.
You could have just done it, Dave.
Maybe you didn't bring it up. That's what I just said. I can't deal with you today.
Please don't headbutt my microphones in anger. In jest only.
Okay, mine is going to be
A movie.
Previously in human history.
No, you have to say no and make a musical.
Mine's a stage play.
All right, this is going to be an off the rack. You'll actually recognize this film as you go along.
Are you copying it?
No. But there's like the kind of romance lesson in this is a pretty common staple.
Oh.
Okay, so we're a regular person. So we're an off the rack dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not much of a looker. He's kind of like your Jack Black style.
Yep.
Kind of guy. He's just like getting through life, and he's a bit.
Are you playing it?
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's unfair, Alex. Jack Black's a really good singer.
Excuse me.
Well, I guess you can't play it then.
Wait. Jack, all right. If you're all done like sticking knives in each other's backs, can I please just get on with my opinion? I'm 2 sentences in.
Store your knives?
Now you know how I feel when you guys talk about shit I don't even understand. Just trying to tell you my zombie apocalypse.
Now you two know how I feel.
Man, Neanderthals. Actually.
Actually.
Dinosaurs came before. Okay, so we've got a regular guy off the street. He's like not super good looking. He's a bit down his luck. He's kind of got a disheveled vibe, like kind of long hair, like kind of facial hair is a bit whack over the place.
Can you stop bullying Harley?
What?
Just because I need a shave, Damien.
You know.
Long disheveled hair.
Works at a lab. Makes podcasts on the side.
So
It's a house that has way too many stories for width.
So
Yeah, actually, that one's fair.
So, but he's got an impediment in the dating world.
Come on, mate.
His phone isn't new enough to download Tinder.
No, it needs to be something.
Like that was, you're like, yep, I'm gonna go with that.
What I'm going to go with is like this guy's not very attractive and not very confident and really kind of like shy around women or whatever. But also he has like quite a bad
odor,
stutter when he gets nervous, and it kind of prevents him. So it's like that extra kind of level of like he can't.
so this is the big bang
kind of
theory.
romantic
Interact. Like,
he can't really
connect.
pursue it because he gets nervous and he starts to stutter and he can't talk and
And it
he
all
chokes
started
up
with a
and,
big bang.
and then he he has to acquire a special power from an object. I guess he.
Puts a comb through his hair and it turns into a stud muffin.
Turns into the Fonz.
But no one will ever love him. That's the key. That's the hitter. Is that what you're gonna do?
He
Now you have
can
to think
talk
of something
girls,
else.
but he can't feel love.
Yeah.
I don't want to do an archaeological. Sorry.
Stop touching the microphones.
I don't want to do like a magical archaeological thing. What other special object can he have?
He gets hit in the head by a moon rock.
Well, it
He
depends
picks
what
it
he
up
wants
and
to
he gets
go.
moon
Like, gets
powers.
it from. What is it gonna do?
Oh yeah, okay. Let's do a sci-fi thing.
He's
Okay,
gonna
so
get
there's
hit in the head
a
with a moon rock.
so a
Aru, fuck you, moon man.
oh yes, quotes from that episode. the most special of pritches. Okay, so he goes out. He's got a place kind of outside the town where he likes to look at the stars because he's a special lad. And there's an object that falls to Earth, and he's like, "Oh man, there's a meteor crash right here. I'm gonna go check it out." And he radios his friend, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check out that
Now
weird,
he's Spider-Man.
that weird kind of like purple glowy meteor." And he goes and checks it out, and it's a kind of like radioactive alien or isotope type thing. And he's like, "Oh wow, I like touched it, and like my kind of like hand like changed in color and kind of like composition." And then I put my hand away, and it went away, and I was like, "Oh, it's like." It kind of changes the ways things look. So he kind of takes it.
Rubs himself in it.
Bathes in it.
No, he takes it and then he kind of like concentrates really hard and bowls it up into his fist, and his hand like kind of starts to like change into a more kind of like muscular like hand, and then it goes down his arm, and he's got kind of like a tanned like kind of like bicep, and then he like kind of it hits his face, and he turns into like kind of a young Dwayne The Rock Johnson style male model look, and he's like kind of a male Adonis, and he's like, oh my god, my appearance is is
How
spectacular.
does he know what he looks like? What does he look at?
Because he's like
A vertical water?
He's got a vertical water. He goes and looks in the mirror, and he because he's happening to his arm, and he's concentrating really hard on what he wants to look like because he's got
Or he just figured that out, so he's smart too. He's just like, this rock's going to tell me. Like, if I tell this rock what I want to look like.
Yeah. And he goes to a mirror and he's like, oh my God. And he's still got the same voice. And then he's like, wait a second, and like concentrates harder, and then his voice changes as well. And so he kind of uses this rock's power to kind of like affect his appearance, and he's like kind of taller and muscular, and he's got a deeper voice, and he can speak more confidently. And he's like, oh man, this solves my problem. I'm like so great now.
Oh,
so he
Jesus.
goes.
Oh no, it's just my hair. It's fine. I thought something was on me.
Some kind of space rock landed on you.
One of the many deadly Australian animals.
Yeah.
That'd come for you.
Yeah, I thought it was a spider.
It was nearly your time.
Heck.
So now he has this new power.
Is it that he can't let go of the rock? So forever he has to like hold a rock in
Oh,
one
I
hand?
get it. He gets a rock and he is the rock. I get it
So he
now.
just duct tapes it to his bicep.
He fashions a necklace out of it, so it's like hanging like a pendant around his neck.
But like every time he leans forward, he just turns back.
No, it's like not like that.
It's just got to be close to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
It's just like tight on him.
Okay.
And then he's like walking around, and
I can
he's
tell
like,
by
he
the way
hits-
you walk.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm gonna go hit the town, and he's like walks into town, and he's like so much more confident. He's like, wait a minute, I can't be getting around with this.
This was the music bed for you to continue, Damien, because since you were clearly doing a montage.
Harley, can you just drop in like low volume BGs? Woman's Man.
I'll do
No
something.
time to talk. Yeah.
I'll do something.
Just do that. So he's like, I can't be getting around in my Harley Wolf t-shirt anymore. I need to like go get some like real duds. So he like walks into a tailor and gets like a nice suit made, and he's like looking at $1 million. And then he like, oh, time to go like hit the town, and goes to a club, and he's like talks to women, and they're all like, ha ha ha, you're handsome. And he's like, yes.
Is this like a dream?
No.
You've like, if only.
I pull. Anyway.
Moving on.
Just like the therapist taught me.
Rachel's looking at you like,
Do you though?
count your blessings.
So he has a act 2 in which he's like doing really well with women, and he's like feeling more confident and feeling really good about himself, and is like kind of binging on his new kind of found success. And then but then after a little while it all starts to become a bit hollow, and he's like, wait a minute, like this isn't kind of me at all. I'm just like, I'm getting out and like being more confident and like making friends or whatever, but because I've got this like kind of flashy exterior, but like actually deep down inside it's just this kind of like rock, and I'm still like the same old schlub that I was at the beginning of Act 1, and there's this rock that's just making me like kind of be handsome and charismatic and confident and whatever, and that's not me at all. Like I'm actually a total fraud. So he has a bit of a crisis about it. It's like, well, what's the way forward? Do I just keep this rock forever and just live this lie, despite the fact that it's like, kind of socially fulfilling, and getting me dates, or do I like take it off and go back to like living the unfulfilling life that I didn't like? So the negative
So he
consequence.
doesn't believe that he can just have a good personality and be handsome.
Yeah.
You just try that.
and he meets this one girl who is like super
Zoe
like,
Deschanel.
Yeah, he meets the Zoe Deschanel type, and she seems really like kind of up his alley, and she's got the same interests as him, and she's kind of a girl next door type figure, and she's he's trying to like be all like slick and smooth with her, and being all confident, and she's like a bit overwhelmed by it, and it was like, oh geez, that's coming on very strong, and like, oh, I'm so like flustered about this, like, so he kind of sees like what he used to be like, where she's just a bit startled by his like fabulous good looks and winning personality and charm and whatever. And then he's like, okay, well, this is the real crunch time, because I was just having fun before, but I really like this girl, and is it fair to lie to her? I'm basically just catfishing her, right? Like that's pretty bad.
Yeah, what if this rock turns off?
Yeah, this rock runs out of rock juice. I'll be on the rocks. No, not my best. That's fine.
I didn't hate it. It was my level of humor.
It's 5 out of 10.
I got it.
And then he decides in Act 3 that what he's going to do is like organize to meet this young woman he's been seeing. And he's like, hey, I've got something really important to tell / show / reveal to you. Be there at this time. And he takes off the rock and goes and hurls it back into the crater from whence it came, and then goes and meets up with her, and he's like, this is me. This is what I really look like, and this is what I really sound like, and I'm a terrible fraud, and I understand if you never want to see me again, but I just couldn't keep living that lie, and I couldn't do that to you, and this is what I'm about, and it was all just a bunch of space magic, I guess. And she's like, wait, I don't care what you look like. Like, whatever. Like, that's a bit weird that you can shapeshift, I guess. That's a bit outside the realm of knowledge for me. But, like, I actually liked you for who you were. And he's like, no, but you don't understand. That wasn't who I was. I wasn't, like, smooth and charming and confident and whatever. And she's like, yeah, didn't it just change how you look? Like, you're speaking exactly as you were speaking back then. And, like, you seem just as charming and genuine and whatever. And he's like, oh my god, this whole time that rock didn't change anything on the inside, it just changed on the outside, and all I needed was to like have a bit of confidence and fucking get involved.
Pull myself up by my bootstraps.
Yeah. Are you like trying to tell someone something?
And he
Damien looked a lot at me during this pitch.
I'm trying to equally distribute my eye contact.
Yeah, we noticed apparently we haven't been giving you enough eye contact, and it hurts your feels.
Oh.
We're trying to help you out.
No, that's too much.
So, yeah, a bit like...
And then they have lots of babies.
The
end.
kind of lesson he learns is that actually, like, all he needed was...
And then she takes the Polaroid photo.
Yeah. He was just a bit down on himself, and he was just kind of in a bit of a self-defeating cycle, and he just needed something to kind of come along and interrupt his normal mode of thinking and his normal kind of, like, talking down to himself and his, self-sabotaging patterns of behavior. And the moon rock did that.
Like, learn the joys of life.
I like that.
Yeah, and then he decided that he didn't need the rock after all, and he was actually very content. And then, like, this...
Pixie.
No.
Space.
No.
Rock.
Yes. Space rock. Manic. Space rock. And then he's like, oh, well, that's, now lesson learned. Like, we can continue to go out. Then he's like, as kind of a last hurrah, his friends come over and he's like, hey, we're looking for, like, whatever, big macho, like, guy that it's our friend now. And he's like, oh, guys, like, party's over. That's just me. But, like, you know what? Why don't you guys come in and I'll show you some of the nerdy stuff that I like. And they're like, yeah, that sounds cool as well. Like,
let me show you my miniatures.
And then it's, let me show you my miniatures. Painting Gandalf. And then they're like, yeah, that's cool as well. So he like kind of can incorporate some of his old nerdy friends with some of his new kind of like more like party orientated friends, and his new like the new love of his life and whatever. And they get together and everything's fine. And he just needs to fucking have back himself. And then that's the end. Big smoochy ending.
Yep.
How we do?
I liked it.
Harley, what's the verdict?
Yeah, what was the negative consequence?
Oh, his crippling self-doubt that he was like a fraud and he was catfishing everyone he knew.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I had a different ending, but then I liked yours anyway. But like when you were like, oh, like meet me here, and like I've got something to show you, I was thinking like it would have been
His dick.
He rocks up using the rock to appear as her.
It would, he
Like,
probably
I'm you now. Get in the hole.
You know what? Catfishing is great.
it'd be hard to have his like self-realization
This
that
catfish
you had.
has claws. Meow.
But I was thinking like, oh, like it would have been sort of like very manic pixie dream girl to like be like, oh, meet me for a date at this time, and then like stand her up, but like be like, oh, you're alone, like as his self, and like create this.
Oh,
new...
yeah. Yet further deceptions.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to go that way.
Yeah.
No.
Using lies to get yourself out of lies is like trying to
Genius.
dig up to dig out of a hole. Yep. Anyway. Yep, that happened. Manic Pixie Space Rock. Coming soon to an IMAX near you.
Yeah, just play it just after Tool Story.
Double header.
Tool Story 2, poaching.
Yeah, really get in there. Get a real good one. Maddie, cool drama. Do you want me to chuck it in?
I'd rather you didn't.
No, all right, that's a sign.
Missed it by a lot.
No one likes medical drama.
I liked House.
Was that medical drama? I liked medical drama. I didn't like courthouse drama.
Courthouse drama's tough.
Yeah, medical drama is good. It's so easy. Someone dies, everyone's sad. You build from it.
All right, so
Someone gets amnesia.
Yeah.
what?
Thank you. Thanks for remembering. You remember nothing, so appreciate that.
Oh. Yeah, I remember the guy that was his wife the whole time and that was
It was his wife the whole time.
Yeah.
He was his own wife. No, I'm Patricia.
Yeah. I got amnesia. I forgot I was my own wife.
All right, Stevie Nicks, take it away.
Like a white-winged dove, sings like a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. That's a Stevie Nicks song.
I know, but I thought you might have incorporated your thing into it.
Are you just going to auto-tune that later?
No.
Audience, assume that has been auto-tuned.
I'm tempted to sit there for hours and make it perfect.
Hours? Isn't it called auto-tune because it's really quick? Doesn't it just auto do
Well,
it?
the thing is,
Otherwise,
the better
how
singer
is it-
you are, the less work it has to do to make you perfect.
Well, that just sounds like regular tune.
But with more steps.
Ooh la la.
So,
What'd you get?
a text block and the genre zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse. Oh, yeah?
Nice.
All right, so rightio. Let's try and turn this on its head just a tiny bit because zombie apocalypse has kind of been done to death and back.
So to speak.
No.
Long pause. Harley, can you make that pause really long?
No.
Damn it. Can you at least edit out my suggestions that you don't take seriously?
No, I'm going to make them louder.
God damn it.
I'm going to copy and paste them so it sounds like you're really
The back of the
insistent.
episode will just be like, here's a bunch of editorial notes Damien gave me that I didn't act upon. Watch as he flails helplessly against my, like...
The inexorable tide of my lethargy.
Jesus. I hope everyone enjoyed our swear bleeps in the last episode.
Did that get done? I don't think I've listened to the last one.
That
It hasn't aired yet, but definitely will be
That's
done.
why, yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed it, audience, who have definitely listened to that.
by the time you're hearing this, it will have already been done like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, there we go.
Time is non-linear in the editing space. All right.
Ow!
There's been an incident in the recording studio.
My thumb!
Oh, you'll have to retire from sports ball with an injury like that.
I have had a broken finger this one for like, because I haven't done anything to it, so it
This
just
one?
stays broken. Yeah. But I'm broken. It's been a good 2 months now. And I still play
Fine.
things. It hurts though. Anytime I touch anything, I'm like, God damn, forgot that was broken. I don't even know how I did it. But fleck, it hurts. It's got a little lump. It's fucking sore, man. It's sore. And then like it's so high up. It's like the top knuckle. Like when you tape it, it doesn't do shit.
Why don't you go to a doctor about that? If it's
What are they going to do? Put a splint on it?
I don't know what they're gonna do.
sticky tape a
Do I
paddle
look
pop,
like a
stick
doctor
it
to
if I
you?
want. I mean,
Kinda.
like, there's a type.
Wow. Yeah, old white guy.
Graying beard.
Oh.
Thick moustache.
Okay.
Harley. Now is a good time to cut
Your
back
mustache
in.
is actually pretty thick. At least you've got that.
At least what doesn't he get?
At
Tell
least
him.
I've got that. I've
Tell
got
him what he
nothing
doesn't
else.
have.
I might not have space moon rock that makes
Yeah,
me
why
look
are your
handsome.
ears so much higher than your eyebrows?
Oh my god, shut up.
That's something you already knew about? Is it hard to wear sunglasses?
Yeah, when I was a
Do they tilt down?
Yeah, they do actually. When I was a kid, I was really self-conscious about that. And my mum was like, Damien, no one is going to notice anything about your ears ever.
So that's really a double whammy. Something you're self-conscious about and finding out your mother lied to you. It's really got a sting, buddy.
Good to know people have been noticing and not mentioning.
So, in this zombie apocalypse,
I can't stop looking.
society...
Turn away. Look that way, Alex.
Continue.
Ali, can I borrow a beanie or...
Please, sir. Continue.
We've got plentiful.
Just
hats
put a
on the
hat
table.
on.
Oh yeah.
Put on a top hat. Stick your ears out a little bit. Push them out the sides.
Does that make it better or worse?
That's great. It's better in multiple ways.
It's different.
All right, I
Oh,
trust
my
you.
tummy hurts. Oh, the old Tim Tum. It's had a hard workout.
So you really don't need to do crunches after coming to this, do you?
Nah. Ooh, nah. Sorry, go. I'm like, we should do another one after this, but I don't know if it's going to come out right if I'm still in it.
So society still stands, but zombies are a thing, and it's kind of a zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
But we're doing proper zombies, so they're slow. But the difference here is that even though they're sort of fueled by the brains and the humans they eat, they get a bit of energy from the sun. So zombies are really dangerous during the day.
Oh,
But they sort of like-
zombies.
Like the one where they eat the dog in Will. They don't eat
What?
it. They hurt the dog in the Will movie. I Am Legend.
No idea. Those were more vampires, but sure.
They came out at night, didn't they?
No, they couldn't come in the sun.
Yeah, they're vampires.
They were zombies.
Yeah, I said that's the same thing. I said they came out at night. They couldn't come out.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
saying
sun.
they're vampires.
In I Am Legend, they were vampires. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure of that fact.
I don't think so.
Well,
I've seen the movie and didn't come across.
I
as
like
vampires.
how we're fact checking something that's completely unrelated to my pitch.
Meh.
Meh.
Fine then. I'll just come back to my squishy thing. You do you.
That's what I've been trying to do this whole time.
Yeah, well, I don't remember.
yes, keep picking on him, Alex. Go on out.
Maybe she has propal prognosia and we look the same to her.
Alex shoots me slightly offset, like I'm meant to be eye contact, but it's not. It's ear contact.
So, the zombies are really dangerous during the day because they have a little bit of
Sunlight.
sunlight,
You're getting a tan.
that plant thing.
Photosynthesis.
Thank you.
Osmosis.
No. And so humans
that
sort
too.
of... Plants also do osmosis and so do humans. But
Everyone does. Everybody
yes.
does osmosis. Na, 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 na.
But so people sort of move around at night, but zombies are still like dangerous. Like if you rustle one up, and you're close enough, it'll still like lunge at you.
Yep.
Naughty Mr.
But so people are still living in cities. It's just Mad Maxified a bit.
Is there still power and everything?
Yeah, there's still power, but everything's a bit more harsh and Mad Maxian, a little more rough and ready. Because death literally is lurching around a corner waiting for you.
Heck.
Yep.
Yep.
Like Florida.
So
It's like Sydney.
Like sun-powered zombies. They're just old folk.
then we meet our
Run, boomers.
baby boomers.
Is that you?
Jesus Christ, Alex. Okay, look, Damien's a fine punching bag, and sure, there are a lot of things to punch on him about, but that's a step too far.
Oh, sorry. I'll switch to you.
How dare you? I fought in the Great War. I don't deserve this.
I had slaves back in my day.
Oh, jeez. Oh. I was Pharaoh.
That was my headband you stole.
Yeah.
If you could turn your
You're
burns
better
down by 3/5, Alex, that would be appreciated.
my what?
Turn your burns down by 3/5. Damien knows what I'm
I thought
talking
you
about.
said my... Okay. Okay, sorry.
And that's
I'll
when
try
we
to
meet.
sizzle more than burn.
Yeah.
You're trying to simmer, Damien.
Lightly sauteed,
Sizzle.
please.
Like,
Yeah,
sizzle.
except you turn the burners all the way up.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to stop burning. I'm just going to sizzle. Except you. You're going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Ain't no sunscreen
I've still
protecting
got,
me
I'm
from
guessing,
those
an hour and a
rays.
half left
Yeah.
of this podcast because it's your turn to
Keep
do
Harley
it.
on the simmer.
Get
on with it, Harley.
says with the third interruption to
man.
Harley.
Alright, I'll just play with my ball.
If I get fired or like have a week off, I might just edit one of these episodes and edit.
Are you going to get fired?
I don't know.
What have
Anything's
you done?
possible.
What have you done? What did you do? Did you?
We're
Is
just
there
taking-
zombies? Should we run?
I'm not a
You're
biologist.
going
Did
to
you
edit
lose
an
the
episode where
Ebola?
it's just us interrupting you.
No,
forever.
I'm going to edit one of my synopses down so it's just me with no interruptions.
What would that even sound like?
Shit.
5 minutes of coherent narrative.
5 minutes? Come on now.
5 minutes of a one shot and then the rest of his pitch.
So we meet Sally, who's just a regular girl. And
Oh, you're going with a lady.
she's,
A lady.
yeah, sure. Like, as a screenwriter, I generally don't care about like the gender of the protagonist. It's more about who I can get to actually play the characters, because it doesn't really
What do
matter.
you screenwrite?
Uh,
Alex gave a case notes.
it's technically not
you had a boy.
screenwriting.
You're like, I'm a boy. He will be boy.
That was mostly because
I'm not good at doing the lady voice for long
I have
times.
multiple seasons planned out for it, and so I needed a voice
Ooh,
actor.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're coming up on season 3. And I needed.
I guess that's multiple,
Yeah, I needed an actor who was always going to be available to me, and
A la me.
as long as I'm going to write it, I'll be here to play it. Like, I'm not going to quit on myself.
Imagine you're like, nah, this is fucking shit, Harley. I'm not doing it. Write me something better.
I've been reading my scripts, Harley, and it simply will not do.
Let's just say I have some notes.
So that was mostly out of convenience, not out of an ego trip, because I'm not that good of an actor. I'm getting better slowly, but I'm not very good
Oh my
at
god,
it.
come on. Sally, regular person.
She's at...
So what happens if we let him talk? He just interrupts himself.
I'm going to keep like giving you like
And
things
she's
that I know you want to talk about. So politics.
just like
me
talking with
more.
people.
I'm just so lonely.
And
Funny, I know
she's
some chemistry facts.
at a train station by herself, and the sun's starting to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, oh shit, I hope my train gets here soon and takes me to safety.
Also, like that much stuff still running.
Yeah.
Like these zombies aren't that. They haven't like
Like,
fucked everything.
no, here's the thing. The zombies are everywhere. They're like, rats or pigeons in the city. Like, they're everywhere. Like, at the train station, like in the parking lot, there's just a pile of zombies collapsed for the night.
Okay.
Like, they're everywhere.
So it's like people now are nocturnal essentially.
Yeah, they're trying to be.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. I get it a bit more now.
Instead of diurnal. But they've got to really... But,
Way to drop the word, for day alive.
Day alive.
Day awake, I guess.
Oh. I think that started out as like you're trying to.
I mean,
burn him.
Alex, I know that
You're gonna
only
fuck that up
best
yourself.
way to burn someone is to burn
it's
yourself.
kind of counter to our normal circadian rhythms, but we'll get there.
All right,
Self-burn. Those are
settle
rare.
pedal. We get it. You're gonna get fired, and you're trying to look for other jobs. You're like, people have no words to hire me. Just check out my podcast, particularly this episode.
I have got asked about my podcast and job interviews before.
Really?
Yeah.
And what
Oh.
have you said? Please don't listen
Please-
to this one.
Please listen to the Moon Man episode.
When I was before Surprise Synopses, when I went for a job interview at Victoria Police Forensic Facility, they're asking me about case notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because like, what do you know?
And I was just trying to more spin it about me being able to complete a project and stuff.
Oh, okay. How did they find out? Oh, have you got it on your resume?
Yeah, I just listened in like the hobby section at the end of the resume, like fun facts. Harley
Oh,
reads
cute. I don't have
podcasts.
those. I don't have it on my crap.
And she's at the train station. She's all by herself. She's like, come on, where's that train? And then the zombies start stirring. And she's like, oh, shit. And she like fumbles into a handbag and she pulls out just like a Smith & Wesson 500, like a massive fucking revolver.
I don't know guns. So that's
It's a-
cool.
it's a
Boom, boom.
big-
Six shooter.
It's a 6-shooter boomstick.
Bang,
Knew it.
bang, bang. Bangity
Bang!
bang.
Bangity bang!
Let's go get a sample.
And she like flicks on the laser sight, but she's still got it pointed down at the ground. She's like, come on, train.
It's got a laser sight. It's bougie.
Where's the big choo choo?
But then the train doesn't arrive.
Is this the object? Is it just a gun?
No.
Is
And
this the object?
No.
Oh.
That's going to play well with listeners, Alex. And
I'm not here for the listeners anymore. I'm here for me.
that's always been true. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Alex is holding aloft the object she's been toying with for the
And
last
so-
10 minutes.
The
a
pile of
dice.
zombies
Novelty
starts
of a
to
size
stir
D20.
as like the first rays of light touch them. And she's like, oh shit, I guess this is happening. So she's like bringing in, she's like trying to get a shot in, aim up. And then the zombies draw up to full height. And she's like, bang, 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 bang. And she's 6 shots, 6 kills. The zombies are down.
Is this the same gun as the one he used in Cursed Person?
No.
First person
And she's like, phew. But then she hears a
with the
roar.
sugar skulls.
Yeah.
As
Does she have a smoky eye?
no, as there was a 7th zombie, but it was behind her, and
Oh.
she's like, now she's sort of wrestling with it and like trying to punch it off.
Get off me, Triffid.
So how do you become a zombie? Do they have to bite you, or is it like a vomit thing?
Yeah, it's an
or-
infection.
It's like a bite, then you become later.
Yeah, it's spilled via bodily fluids.
You know, zombies these days don't really go for like eating the brains. They used to be like a big zombie staple.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Now it's just like attack.
No, these ones definitely want the brains, but they'll still eat the rest of you. They mostly want the fat and...
Zombies eat all
meat.
parts of the human. Nothing is wasted.
Unlike us, so really, who's the real better person?
Who's the real monster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking
So
elephant
wasteful.
horns.
Yeah.
Horn? Tusk.
Tusk, I guess.
Tusk.
Tusk at dusk. How you doing, buddy?
And now we're up to the part where someone gets an object that gives special
Neil-
powers.
The
Nearly-
zombie becomes back human again.
We're nearly at the end of the first sentence.
Skeet. There was one sentence, just one long sentence.
Oh, the first line, sorry.
Yeah.
First line of this stanza.
Of the 7
This
lines.
epic. And she's like got no weapon, and the zombie takes her to the ground. She's like, oh shit, this might be it. And in her struggle, she manages to rip out the zombie's femur, and then just starts beating the shit out of him with it.
Which left
So
or
you-
right leg?
Right.
Nice.
And just eventually she decapitates the zombie by rote force, just like out of sheer adrenaline.
He copied my bone idea.
And
I want it on the record.
you didn't use it.
I
It might
know.
have been cut out. You don't know.
What? Don't you dare.
Now Harley is Pharaoh.
Oh, heckity heck.
And the being that the bone is covered in zombie juice, she gets like a contact high of the zombie virus. And like, so she gets like her adrenaline glands going to overdrive. So she's not really going to feel pain, and her senses are a bit heightened, and her heart starts beating faster. And she's like, this train's never coming,
You have any good one?
but I've got to get to my parents' upstate farm because that's the only place I'll be safe anymore. The city's too violent.
So she's gonna kill her parents. Rude.
City's too violent claims a woman that just beat someone to death with their
Well,
own
yeah, because she's
femur.
in the city. She's like,
It's making a man.
she's at Reservoir Station, Damien. She's trying to get to the
Oh,
country.
whoa, don't bring a reservoir into this.
Well, this is the sort of place that would happen.
Don't tell people where I live.
I didn't say you lived in Reservoir. I just
Well,
mentioned
now
a
you
station
have.
that's local to me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You done bamboozled yourself, buddy. You worked yourself into a shoot.
Oh, heck.
We're
Also,
keeping
you're
that
closer
in.
to McLeod. Get real.
About
What's the
Nah.
one just back there?
That's
yeah,
McLeod.
that's
Yeah, you're way
McLeod.
closer to McLeod.
I am, but Reservoir Station actually has a better parking
Why do you say it like
situation
it's fancy?
because that's how the word's spelled.
Reservoir.
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 Check your privileges, guys. We're not bloody fancy pants, bloody fancy pantses.
Oh, sorry. Reservoir.
Yeah, resi.
Rizzy.
Wow, that's double bogan. So she's trying to get to the country where her parents have like a farm, and she's like, it'll be safe
With orphans.
because there's less people out there, so there's less zombies.
Yeah, less Triffids.
Because the zombies want to be in the city where there's more, urban density, especially given Melbourne's recent planning permit situation.
Sure.
So
That's why the trains didn't bloody come. That's all the level crossing removal. Probably weren't even running. Bloody
finally, thank God they're getting rid of Reservoir. Am I right?
bloody Dan Andrews.
I nearly
Come on, man.
ditched my friend the other side of that train track just because that station's so bad.
Oh, dude, if someone's on the other side of that reservoir,
GG.
yeah, that's like, no, I'll just be your friend when they fix it.
Soz Chrissy. Anyway, so she's like, "Fuck it, I'm hopped up on zombie juice. I'm gonna run to my parents' farm because this train ain't coming, and I'm getting out of the city." So she opens up her revolver, click, 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 click. 6 more shots. The last of her bullets. Snaps it shut. Spins the cylinder because that's legally what you have to do when you have a revolver.
Yeah, that's true.
And she starts running.
Running?
Yep, on the train tracks. Like she's just like, because she's hopped up on the zombie adrenaline.
Oh, right, yeah. Go ahead.
And then at the next station, there's like people desperately fighting off a bunch of zombies. And because she's running on the train tracks, but they're all up on the station. She doesn't stop. She just clobbers the zombies' legs out from under them, and the people are able to like push them off the station and onto the track.
Yeah, right. So this femur is really hepping her up.
Yeah, she's really like fever dreamed. And then she gets to like a major road intersection, and there's been a car crash, and that's what's kept up the train because it was going to come in then go back out.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of people, and you can see people being turned into zombies live in front of your very eyes.
Ugh.
Oh.
But the car crash is so bad with the train that the only way through is to get on the front of the train and go through.
Oh.
So it's a bitter, bloody fight, and she has to do some things she's not quite proud of. She uses up the last 6 shots, and then the zombies swarm her right at the end, and she's so desperate she grabs someone's left femur and starts dual wielding. But the zombies are getting close.
Is this an anime?
Oh, she's got femur fever.
No, live action. Yes. That time, yes.
Yes.
We can go home now.
And
I did it.
the zombies are getting closer, and like they recognize she's some sort of threat, so they're not even just going straight for like the brains. They're actually like trying to suppress her with moves. So like they're throwing her through the glass or into the seats, like pulling out some real shit.
Yeah.
And she just scrapes through by the skin of her teeth, and she's the only person out of like the 100 people that were involved in that collision. She's the only person or zombie who walks away. But then she drops to one knee, because the terrible drawback of having zombie contact high is that it not only withdraws you on your pain thresholds, but like it lies to you about the amount of energy you have. So she thought she wasn't running on anywhere near empty in that fight, but turns out she's got nothing left. She's about to collapse.
Yeah, right. So it's like taking drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which drug?
Yeah,
You know,
Damien.
having a coffee.
What, past 9 p.m?
Yeah.
You insane?
Having a strong cuppa.
You never want to sleep again? Is that what I'm hearing?
Get the jitters.
I drank a Ribena last night. I couldn't sleep for 3 hours.
Jesus
Ribena.
Oh, I pissed Alex off so much. She's like, I just want to sleep. I'm like,
No, that is tart.
I was like a goblin thing. You don't feed me after midnight, Ribena. What are they called? Gherkins. Jackals.
Gherkins. Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Not gherkins.
But Damien, isn't it always after midnight?
Gherkins are the thing that you open up your cheeseburger, take off your cheeseburger, and
I
throw it
love
a
them. They're
window.
my favorite
Those are
bit.
pickles.
I love
Yeah.
pickles. Pickle gherkins. I like gherkins too. I knew what a gherkin was when
I
I,
like
said
gherkin dip, the craft one. That's good.
it. I just eat them like,
Fair.
and I swallow it because that's how you eat something.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that. I also go and swallow when I eat.
You only
No.
bite down twice.
So similar.
You're a Neanderthal.
So
I am Pharaoh.
So
it's getting close to night now, so she's almost safe.
Yep.
Because like as long as she finds
do they pretty much like hibernate?
yeah, like,
Yeah, they're like
when the
they're
light
done.
stops touching them, they sort of like
Yeah, they're robot zombies.
something like that.
Got it. The solar panels on their heads. It's your son.
Well, they've got no caps on their brains, so it's like the rays hit their brains.
Sun goes straight into
Science.
brain. Yeah, makes sense.
Apply sun directly to brain.
Yep.
And
He's the scientist out of us three.
so she's like, she's almost there. The sun's like on the ground, like it's receding, like she's about to make it into shadow. But there's one last zombie standing in her way that like jumps out of the bush she was planning to sleep in.
Is it a mega boss zombie?
No, it's actually just a regular plain Jane zombie.
Oh.
And
You can see it on a name tag. It says Jane.
yep, true. That's a real fact. Wikipedia that.
How? What do I say?
Wikipedia that in 45 minutes.
In 4.5 years when this movie comes out.
Okay, yeah, fair.
November 2023. Count on it. And what she raises the 2 femurs, but she goes to a knee. And what she realizes is that it's all about balance. And so there's freedom with the femurs, but there's also freedom without. And in a sweet slow motion one shot, she drops them and they clatter to the ground. And then
Continue.
the zombie lunges for her, and instead of being, the person swinging the club, she just ducks the swing. The zombie flies past her and into the darkness, because like the sun's on the ground coming back, and she collapses into the bush in the night, and she's safe. And then that's where the majority of the movie ends. Like, we can have a...
So she doesn't even get to the farm
Well, she's safe,
for that night.
but she's like
She's out of
almost there.
bullets. Is she?
Yeah. And so, like, the next...
You know, it'd be dope if she fashions the femurs like with a bit of a chain link into like a nunchuck.
So she
Why?
collapses for...
Pretty cool. So that you can do those like the swoosh, 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 hitty, swoosh.
All right, Mr.
So-
Harry High Ears.
The movie's pretty much over at this point. And when she awakes, it's still the dead of night. And she's like, oh my God, my head. What time is it? But she can see the stars because in the city, you can't really see the stars so much, even in this movie. But she's like, oh, the stars. I must be close. And she sort of hobbles along. And it's not a one shot. It's just like a quick... and
I
she's
was
there.
really worried.
And then you can see the sun start to rise, and she's seeing like zombies.
Imagine a one shot of her walking for 7 hours.
I'm not that bad. And she sees zombies, and she's like hobbling faster. And just as the sun's about to catch up with her, she makes it, and her mother opens the front door, and she collapses inside. Her mother closes the door behind her, and then she climbs back up enough to just hug her mother, and then that's the movie.
Heck.
So yeah,
Wasn't he worst?
I feel like it was one of my better ones.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty hard to hit your worst at this point.
Wow.
You gotta really try to hit Moon Man.
I like to think that's because I'm willing to try, and being willing to try means willing to fail.
So what's wrong with yours? Why can't yours always so good? You don't try?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just play it safe.
Yeah, that's true. So
Well,
yeah,
that's what
that's
Seth
my
Century says to do.
Play it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There you go.
that's my zombie apocalypse. That text block, yo.
Hey.
Yeah,
Every day
kind of a
when
cool
you're
idea.
walking down the
FEMA
street.
with zombie use to like kind of amp you up, and
Yeah.
it's
The
also
zombie
like
juicing
a
was cool.
particularly grisly weapon. I kind of like the idea of someone wielding like baton sticks with as FEMAs.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit martial arty, but more grisly, because instead of like the bow staffs or the rattan sticks or whatever, the kendo sticks.
I was kind of expecting you to like gradually kind of like up arm and up armor her with like more and more like bone.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was trying to avoid that sort of action movie armament though, because I wanted to keep it more of a personal, like, I'm here and I have to get there.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, it's
More because I feel like I have a tendency in my things to sort of try and build up and crescendo.
good. Yeah.
So I was trying to keep it more like street level, and especially since the bones were the sort of object of power, but also consequence, because they heighten your powers, but they disguise your limits from you.
Yep.
She was, and in the end, she was able to let them go.
She was dual-wielding cups of tea.
I will never not love Akimbo. It's just so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Akimbo.
Womp, 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 womp. Oh, any other thoughts or criticisms? Alex, you've been especially silent now that my pitch is over.
Well, I feel like I've said enough.
I also feel that.
The previous
Maybe-
hour of ribbing.
Dare I say, too much.
No. No!
Care more. All right, play us out.
I think you forgot how to do it.
No, I didn't. Surprise Synopses has starred Harley
Alex.
and
Damien.
you can also listen to Alex Cabot's case notes. That's in all the places. Be on the lookout for the special thing coming soon on that feed and on the YouTube page, which is where you can also subscribe to Waterfall Stories for Surprise Synopses. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at
Surprise Synopses.
Yep. Find Alex in Alex's Instagram. I double dare you. Good luck.
Have
though.
you guys found it? Have you tried?
I haven't
It's
tried.
a mystery.
Well.
Well. And
My Instagram account is Harry Highs.
share the show with a friend. I double
Just
dare you,
zoomed
listener.
in photos of your ears.
Do it. Do it. I fucking dare you.
Yeah, tell people to listen. If they hate it, then that's like fair. But like, make
if
them
they
try.
hate it, they're not really your friend.
Yeah, they're not my friend.
Strong.
And what was I? Oh, don't forget there's a straw poll in the episode description below. And vote for whose synopsis you thought was the bestest. So go and do that. Or else.
Outro.
Goodbye.
Surprise Synopses.
Sure.
I mean, I guess. How you feeling? Exposed?
Hello, not much from me today. I just wanted to play the full track I put under Damien's synopsis. I know he requested Staying Alive, but since I upload this to YouTube, I don't want to get copyright struck. So here's the, here's the thing I recorded in about 5 minutes to use instead.